Hello everyone, welcome to Basically Neda. I'm Neda and this is the If I Owned a Bookstore original tag. So I was watching Pat from Book Chat with Pat and she had this video of this tag and I was like, this is kind of fun. So I wanted to do it. So here I am. And this tag was made by Rob from Robert G. Reader of Books. And yeah, here he gave a little insight before doing the prompt. So I think I linked it before this little clip. So basically he was saying that go into these prompts thinking that you are wealthy but moderate towards your bookstore. So here are the prompts. Number 1, what are the hours of operation? So on the weekdays, I would probably have the store open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then on the weekends, I would have it to be open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The reason for that is because usually if you have ever worked in retail like I did in my university and college years and you needed extra cash and those kind of things, if you're doing the opening, you would probably have to do a half an hour or an hour before opening in order to set up the store and putting all the cash registered in order and those kind of things. And then at the end of the night, you'll have to do the closing part, which is the same way, but in the other way. You just have to close the cash, like see how much you made, that kind of thing, and close up the store and take the cash to the bank and that kind of thing. So that's another hour, half an hour in the after your work. So I don't want to end my day or leave my staff to be there for too long. I think I would probably want them to be able to get home and be at the store in the mornings in a nice time of the day, not in like pitch black. So yeah, that's my reasoning for it. Question number 2, is there ambient music? What kind? So yeah, I probably would have some ambient music. I probably would have some instrumental, classical, those kind of music going on. Maybe I would have, like on the weekends or the Friday night, I would have like a piano player coming in if I have room for the piano, and that kind of stuff. Number 3, is there a coffee bar? Do you serve alcohol? So here's my big imagination going. I would like my bookstore to be a part of a 3-store kind of thing. So on the left side would be a cafe, and then it would be my bookstore, and then on the right side it would be my yarn and / fiber store. So like kind of like how Gap has it when you there's 3 different stores for different ages. Like there's the baby Gap, and then children's Gap, and then the adult Gap, and each store has their own front door, but you can still go in between them and get into those different stores. So it's kind of going to be like that. So I would definitely have a cafe which would serve coffee and tea and maybe some little sandwiches and things like that, and like, you know, little pastries and those kind of things. But I will not have any alcohol being served. I just find it weird for a bookstore to have alcohol. Yeah, not my ambiance, not my thing. So I probably won't have it. Question number 4. Are patrons encouraged to linger? Are there comfortable chairs? What kind of lighting? Are there tables? Are there areas for group gatherings? So yes, I will probably have like a little area where there'll be like group tables of 4 seats and 2 seats, very closer to a corner where it's next to the cafe. And then I will have little nooks, benches or whatever, where the windows are. Like, I would have the windows, like, you know how the bookshelf is? Like, I would be sitting here. So, and then there would be a window behind me. That kind of thing. Yeah, I would kind of like also have like a big table for everyone to have like a study area for students if they want to be able to plug in their laptops and those kind of things, and just a big table after where all the 4 to 2 person tables would be. So yeah. Question number 5. Is there live entertainment, poetry reading, author reading from their current works, literature in their field or whatever? So yeah, I probably would have authors come in for meet and greet and like sign their books and stuff for their fans and things like that, and maybe have like a little event going for the whole bookstore where like there's authors and like, you know, like little ask publishers to bring different things for their authors, and if the author wants to have a reading from their book or poetry or whatever, they can. If not, they don't have to. Question 6. Where is your bookstore located? In the busy heart of a large city, in a neighborhood of a large city, in a suburban strip mall, in a small town, in a rural area. So mine will probably be in a strip mall just because I worked in a mall and I know how it operates and those kind of things. Also, I like the suburbs and I live in it. So that's where my comfort zone is. So yeah. Also, why not have a bookstore in the suburbs? That's where most people are. That's where most of the money is too, right? Where most people want to get their books and things like that too. So that's probably where I put it. Not just because of the money, but because I understand how it operates, and that's my comfort zone. Question 7. How does your bookstore look from the outside? Sleek and modern, dark and broody. Well, I think mine would be out of the ordinary. Mine would feel like a whimsical little bookstore in the middle of the mall. Mine will probably have every seasonal thing that comes around, and probably like fairies coming out, and like, I don't know, dinosaurs and different things, and for each season I would have different mascots or something like that with a book in their hands or something. Yeah, I would like to have a very whimsical bookstore and cafe and yarn store kind of thing. Yeah, fabrication thing. Well, yarn. Question 8. What's your specialty? Used books, new and used books, only fiction, only non-fiction, fiction, and non-fiction. This is a very long question. Also, does your bookstore specialize in a particular genre? My bookstore will probably have all genres, but I will probably focus more on the fantasy section and the children's section. Like, I would have a giant children's section with like big toys coming out and those kind of things, and like, just because I am a big kid, like, see all these these things up here, yeah, that's me. So it will be like that, and then I will definitely separate the fantasy section from the science fiction section, because most bookstores have them mashed up, and that doesn't work with my brain. I mean, science fiction should be in science fiction, fantasy should be in fantasy, and fantasy should be bigger than science fiction. That's my bookstore. What is the name of your bookstore? E-G-Y. What do you think? I've been saying it the whole time. Whimsical Bookstore! Yes, mine is going to be called Whimsical Bookstore, and the theme will be very whimsical. Everything in like cartoonish and fairies and different giant animals, cutesy things, and those kind of things. And yeah, the last question. Tag some friends. So I will tag people, but I'll tag them in the description, so that I don't have to like ramble on. This video is getting a little longer for me to edit. So yeah, people will be down in the description. If you want to do this tag, go ahead and do it. If I haven't tagged you, if I've tagged you, you are not obligated to do this. I just want to know your answers to this, and this is a very fun tag. Thank you to Rob for making this tag, and thank you for Pat for having such a fun video that made me want to do it as well. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.